What up, folks? I'm Ultrazilla, and today I have a review of the Godzilla Final Wars Hedorah by YMSF. That's right, my zillions. We got a brand new Hedorah vinyl from YMSF here. It is from Final Wars. This is one that really needed some representation, at least for me. I don't think I have any Final Wars Hedorahs in my collection, I'll be honest with you. So this is a much welcome item. I bought this through YMSF on Instagram. There you go. That's how you get YMSF figures. Follow him on Instagram, and when he has some to sell, he'll let you know there. And then you message him, and there you go. It's easy peasy to do. So without any further ado, let's get to the review. Let's take a look at Hedorah here, and first up, we got a few points of articulation. You got a waist, and you got two shoulders, and that's it on the articulation. This one feels a little bit loose. What's not loose is his tail, because I had to glue it in. Yep, the tail comes not glued in, and you have to glue it in yourself. I get it. The boxes can get very annoying to put together, but I'm just not a fan of having to do that myself. I will put that out there. You know, I'm not the neatest guy in the world, so you get a little bit of excess glue around here. I mean, it's not the worst thing. It's not my favorite thing. I'll leave it at that. But otherwise, you know, sculpt-wise, I think this Hedorah is pretty good. He's very glossy. Which has been a thing with the YMSF figures of late. They're more glossy. I don't really have a problem with that, but it's pretty glossy, especially that tail. Look at that tail. Speaking of the tail, look at that tail. I do like these spikes that come out here. I think that looks really good. Up here looks pretty good. For paint, you're really getting this kind of yellow that goes into the red. I think it looks good on the tail. But, I don't know. I feel like there could be some more paint on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like there could be a little bit more paint. And the thing is, with YMSF, he does a lot of variants. You know, I wanted to be on the ground floor with this sculpt because it's a brand new sculpt, so, you know, I'm glad I got it. But I mark my words, there's going to be paint variants that I'm going to like personally more than this. But I'm not going to get them because it's just, you know, I'm kind of, you know, in this phase where I don't want as many variants, you know, buy as many variants. I'll review as many variants as you want to send me, folks. But as far as buying, I'm kind of getting out of, like, you know, buying a lot of variants. I just want to spread the money into different spots. So this will be my guy, you know. It is what it is. So what you're getting is a lot of reds and a lot of yellows. But the sculpt is very nice. I do like it. The legs look really, really cool. You know, the reds and yellows where they are applied do look fine. And you get some more of these spikes. I gotta tell you, man, like, anatomy of the Final Wars Hedorah is kind of like a thing that I'm not super familiar with. So any of this stuff could be inaccurate and I wouldn't know it. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm just gonna review this as a figure on its own. I like the arms. Very, very cool. I like these little tentacles that hang down. So I guess they're more tentacly. These are like spikes. But these are more like tentacles, I guess, or just whatever things that are protruding out of them. But I do like this arm. This arm is really, really well done. Very nice sculpt. Again, the paint where it's applied, it looks good. Over here, I do have a couple of paint chips right there that I'm just noticing now. Yeah, shout out to my pal STR, who we were talking about this, and I said, no, I got nothing. I got a couple right there. Didn't notice it before. And I don't know, this was in a box with other stuff, so maybe That happened after our conversation, my friend. It might have. This arm looks cool. He's got this little hanging thing. I don't know what it is. It's like a big tube in the movie. I think YMSF did a nice job of making it look more organic than it does in the movie, which I do appreciate. I like that. So I like this arm too. I think it looks very cool. The back here looks pretty good. More tubings that come out of him. Some like bloppy looking, smoggy looking, slimy looking stuff. It looks all pretty good. He's got another little hole here. Again, the paints are what they are. You know, it's kind of like a reddish orange, actually. The front, more tubing and stuff hanging down. Looks pretty gnarly and gross. I do like it, though. The head sculpt is very, very cool. I like that eye. I like that eye. You see how the yellow's kind of protruding there. It's a little sprayed on. It's okay. You know, I wish it wasn't on this part, but it's fine. The sculpt looks okay. The top of the head looks pretty good. Might have a couple of more little paint chips here. I'm not sure if that's what that is. Doesn't feel chippy. But it might be. But it might be, okay? But overall, I mean, it's a good looking sculpt. You know, your mileage is gonna vary on the paint job. My mileage is varying on the paint job. I'm like, I kind of like it, and I'm kind of not the biggest fan of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like this one might be ripe for a little bit of a repaint, but I don't have the time for that. But I would. This would be one figure I would want to take a stab at, but I do like the yellows. I think the yellows look very cool. And I do like the proportions. I think that looks really nice. So there's some really good things about this figure and some things I'm a little bit iffy on. I will admit that. But overall, let's wait till final thoughts. And for your size comparison, here is the YMSF Hedorah with a bunch of other Hedorahs you might have in your collection. And yeah, they're all kind of classic Hedorahs. I don't have, this is my first Final Wars Hedorah. Yeah. It is what it is. This is a YMSF as well. I really like this. This is the singular point colorway for the classic Hedorah sculpt. That's pretty cool. I really like this guy more than this guy paint-wise, but I do like the sculpt on this. And my final thoughts, you know, I spent a lot of this review talking about not really loving the colorway, and it's true. I'll fully admit it. I mean, I bought this to get in on the ground floor of the sculpt. No doubt about it. You know, I probably would have preferred a different colorway, you know, had I waited. I can't do anything about that. I decided to go with this. The sculpt is fantastic. And honestly, you know, for as much as I've said, the paint job is pretty accurate. You know, you saw it with the other Hedorahs, the more classic ones. It's in line with those. When you look at pics of Final Wars Hedorah, he's got a lot of these colors in there too. So it's like, you know, in that aspect, it's a Hedorah with Hedorah colors. So I can't really fault it. You know, it's just a preference thing that I knew going in. I wasn't the biggest fan of, like, you know, the application of the paint on this one. It is what it is, you know, sometimes we buy stuff and, you know, it's not going to be completely to our liking, but we want to get it anyway, and that's what I did here. You know, it is what it is. This one's on me. Definitely not blaming the figure. The figure does what it needs to do, but this one is on me, and there you go. That's my review. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below, and please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram. Stay safe. Till next time. Peace out, peeps.